Terence Crawford is still continuing to go at Tank over the controversy that unfolded in Brooklyn. The boxing world was left in shock as Davis went head-to-head with his former amateur rival Lamont Roach in a lightweight world title clash. While Davis was the overwhelming favorite, the fight did not go as planned, leaving fans and fighters questioning the final result. However, Roach has now revealed that during their verbal exchanges in the ring, Tank gave a prediction that held so much more than just words. Let's look at the details emerging.
For some points in that fight, but I believe we won that fight. Clearly, we should be two-time world champion right now.
Davis found himself in serious trouble in the 9th round when he shockingly dropped to a knee. It was a clear moment that should have been ruled a knockdown, but incredibly, the referee did not score it as one. This decision ended up playing a crucial role in the outcome as the fight was scored a draw. Had the knockdown been correctly counted, Roach would have received a 10-8 round, which could have been enough for him to pull off a stunning victory. The aftermath was chaotic as boxing fans and fighters erupted in outrage. But leading the charge was none other than Terence Crawford. The pound-for-pound king wasted no time calling out the situation, taking to social media with an angry rant that added even more fuel to the fire.
Yeah, that was bullshit. It should have been called a knockdown. You can't take a break like that. The only person that can do that is the referee. The referee can stop the action and say, hey, let me take...
Crawford first posted that Roach won and that the knee should have been called a knockdown. When the final verdict of a draw was announced, Crawford's frustration boiled over even more. He wrote, "They robbed that boy and it's crazy. I have never seen someone take a knee and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules for tonight." But he wasn't done yet. In his final say on the subject, Crawford brought up a past moment in boxing history to highlight the controversy. Some of you all need to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Genaro Hernandez and see Mayweather take a knee because he hurt his hand, and it was called a knockdown, not from a punch either. Crawford expressed his certainty that Tank was aware of what he was doing, saying, "Pretty boy thought that he could mess around and still win." You can't fool fans. That's why even if the fight was judged in his favor, they had to go with a draw. But it's clear who won the fight. Crawford also claimed Tank promised him he would lose mid-fight, and that they weren't going to give it to him, which he believed was something worth looking at. "How do you get rocked and wobbled and still be sure of a win?" he asked. Crawford wasn't the only one with something to say. The entire boxing community is still buzzing about the controversial moment, with many believing Roach was unfairly denied a victory. Despite the fortunate outcome for Tank, he retained his undefeated record and still holds the WBA lightweight world title. However, the controversy surrounding the fight has cast a shadow over the result. Though there were talks of a rematch with Roach, Davis has quickly shut down any discussion of it, making it clear he has no interest in running it back. It was a tough night for him, and while he escaped with his record intact, the relentless criticism from fans and fellow fighters continues.
His own fight, taking the knee, and then being addressed in the corner with the towel, wiping away. Like, I've never known that to be in any rule book in any state or country.
The moment that sparked the controversy remains the biggest talking point of the fight. According to the official rules of boxing, if a fighter's knee touches a canvas, it should be counted as a knockdown. There is no gray area. However, in this case, the referee simply ignored it, and the decision had massive consequences. Roach was understandably furious after the fight, feeling robbed of victory that could have changed his career forever. He strongly believed he had done enough to win even without the knockdown, but knowing that a crucial point was taken away from him made things even more frustrating.
I think when he found out this guy is in front of me, he's taking it. I think it was too late. I thought it was disappointing that he didn't draw.
When he found out this guy was in front of him, taking it, I think it was too late. I thought it was disappointing. After the fight, Roach spoke his mind about the situation, expressing his disbelief at what had happened. He said, "Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted as a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref, I ain't." And really, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. His words only reinforced what the boxing world was already thinking. According to the rule book, Davis's knee touching the ground should have resulted in an 8 count. Instead, he was allowed to continue without penalty, ultimately leading to a draw instead of what could have been a loss.
What's the biggest advantage that Keyshawn has going against
Tank?
Yeah,
That's a great boxer. He sounds a great boxer, and he got power behind him. So I can see that fight just being an entertaining fight. He sounds an entertainer, like you said. Tank comes in there trying to knock you out. I can see that fight just being entertained and, doing later rounds. Keyshawn stop.
Roach continued to reflect on his performance, stating, "But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing there. I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots, more power shots, and I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated. But if that was counted as a knockdown, I'd have won a majority decision." His frustration was clear, and rightfully so. It's not every day that a fighter gets the opportunity to dethrone an undefeated star like Davis. And for Roach, this was a once-in-a-lifetime moment. The fact that he performed so well only to have a crucial moment overlooked made the situation even harder to accept.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more.